Hi everyone, this is Dan from HE-1000SE, and today I'm gonna start with Zagano IPA. Cheers! It's evening already, so I'm gonna enjoy some beer while talking about the Hifiman HE-1000SE. This is actually a headphone that I've been owning for 1 year, and I've been testing it with a lot of different systems, a lot of different decks. So I know it by heart, and I actually can say that it's one of my favorite headphones. But let's go into a bit of details. First of all, something that I like a lot about this headphone is the fact that they are quite comfortable. They have a big driver, and you can actually hear that in the sound as well. They offer a huge soundstage. They are quite comfortable in general. The build quality is fine, especially for a Hifiman, let's say. I cannot say that I have been enjoying this headphone a lot, and this is actually I'm switching between these and the Meze Elite quite often when I listen to music. And let's go a bit through some systems that I tested it with. First of all, of course I use the Rogna Wavelight as my day-to-day DAC. I also tested it on the Wavedream Ultra, Wavedream Signature. I also tested it with the Lumin P1 that I recently reviewed. Check it out on my website, hemania.org. And as main amplifiers, mostly I'm using AHB2 directly. Yes, that's a speaker amplifier, but that's quite good for headphones as well. I also tested with the Topping A90D and A90, and I also tested it with monoblock versions of AHB2, so basically two AHB2s using the bridge. And I listened to it even side by side with the Susvaras, so I can tell you a bit about that as well. But let me share a bit of my experience from a sound perspective. So first of all, why I love this headphone is that it has an incredible level of speed, detail and explosiveness. The prat is amazing, the energy is amazing. The level of detail again is very high up there. It's one of the best that I've listened to. But what I love about it is the explosive impact and the precision they have. And I'm not sure. I mean, I've listened to a lot of headphones in my life, and I can say that with these headphones, I haven't experienced with other headphones something similar with this. Maybe with very high-end ones like more expensive than the SE, but they are incredible in terms of precision. They have a transient response that is both explosive, and I mean explosive. They are really, really incisive. The tactility of the headphone is amazing, and what I'm saying, they have an explosive attack, a really fast decay, but you don't lose anything from there, so they can stop on a dime. This is something that I rarely get when I listen to music with any types of headphone speaker or anything. The precision when they begin the sound, it's explosive, and when it ends, it's like being able to stop on an actual dime, right? And the leading edges are incredibly clear. Besides that, the bass is quite detailed. It has a really strong impact, a very strong punch. And it also has good details. In terms of the tonality, this is something that basically is, let's say, it is a good tonality overall. I do prefer Meze Elite in terms of tonality, and what I think I don't necessarily, not necessarily I don't like, but I would like to have a different tonality here, is mostly related to the upper mid-range. I would say that they are a bit shouty near 3 kilohertz. Sometimes I use the equalizer to bring that a bit down, and also a little bit a treble after 6.5 or 7 kilohertz, something like that. It's not, I mean, they're not bright, but they're just tuned more. They're tuned to be to present the details on the treble a little bit more in terms of the other frequency response that I usually like in terms of tonality, or I prefer in general. Cheers. But yeah, so that's it from in terms of tonality. Well, I hear it's something where usually I did hear better, at least from my personal preferences. And remember something that I'm always telling you since I started my website on headmania.org. It's something that we all need to understand. We are very subjective when it comes to audio gear in general, and we perceive sounds differently. We have different tastes. So basically, we need to respect each other's preferences, and also if you get to hear it for yourself, it's the best way of testing something. If you have the option of hearing it first before buying it, that's the best thing you can do. Now, of course, I'm trying to be as objective as possible and trying to present different types of sound that I like, but the best experience that you can have in terms of buying something is to listen it for yourselves first. But let's go back to the headphone. I actually tested it with monoblock version of HB2 in bridge mode, basically. I don't feel it's necessary. They became a little bit more natural, I would say, more expansive. The soundstage has grown in depth and width, but I don't think it's necessary. Maybe that's also a treat of the things that I told you they improved with the monoblock, the bridge monoblock version of HB2 might also be something related to the fact that this is an improvement related to the amplifiers alone. But in terms of needing to, no, it's fine. You can actually, they sounded quite okay from topping A90D as well. I still prefer HB2 because in terms of explosiveness and precision, they scale a lot. That amplifier is incredibly clean, incredibly transparent, incredibly powerful in terms of timing and dynamics, and that if you have something like this, the headphones will scale with your system a lot. Now let's go a bit with a comparison with the Susvara. Well, yeah, I love the Susvaras, and this is something that maybe not a lot of people are in the same boat with me in terms of preferences, but in terms of tonality, yes, I prefer the Susvara. The bass impact is better on Susvara, it has more depth. The holography is a bit better in terms of soundstage. The soundstage here is, however, bigger in general. The bigger drivers is actually it's actually something that you can hear as well when you compare it to Susvara. But a little bit more depth with Susvara and a little bit more holography. But this is actually a bigger soundstage in general. So the tonality, from tonality perspective, the bass perspective, the voices are also better on Susvara because they are not as shouty on the 3 kilohertz region as these headphones are presenting the vocals. But when it's something that I still have a preference towards these headphones from a few perspectives. So I think they're still a bit faster. And in terms of precision, in terms of leading edges between the sounds, when the sound starts, when the sound ends, and the contour of the sound is a little bit more precise on the HE-1000SE. On a micro dynamics term, or I would say that still this is a bit better. I would say it's it's not a bigger difference in big of a difference, but still I don't, with Susvara I don't have the feeling that they can stop on a dime like these headphones do. And this is I mean, I'm very happy that I have this preference in general, because they're kind of a half the price of the Susvaras. Also, it's something that with the Susvaras, for example, to bring them to the potential, I needed two benchmarks used in monobridge, so basically in monoblock version. So with one, they were a bit underwhelming, the Susvaras. They were not, the bass was not awakened. So if you want an easier life, from this perspective, also the HE-1000SE is a better choice. Yeah, those are very good headphones as well. The tonality I like, I like the Susvaras better from a tonality perspective. The bass is more engaging. In general, they're a bit more explosive in the bass region, but these are more explosive and detailed in the upper mid range. And in general, any pluck is or more tactile in general. These are more tactile on all of the frequency range. Besides this, let's talk a bit about transparency. Yeah, these headphones are quite transparent. You can hear everything you change in the system. They have a very clean sound, incredibly rich and detailed sound signature, and the soundstage is big. You can hear that the fact that they have a big drivers is well implemented, and the soundstage is quite immersive in different types of music, especially with the classical music, but with everything all around. I would say that these are one of the most precise headphones, the most tactile headphones that I've ever listened to in my audiophile journey. Now, of course, it's very important to understand that the tonality is also something that you need to see if you like, because I realized that at one point technicalities are important, but up to one point. So if you don't like the signature, you might not like the headphones. However, if you have a chance of listening to these headphones, I strongly suggest you you listen to them. First of all, the fact that they have dual magnetic drivers, I think it's important, because this probably contributes to the fact that the precision they have to control that driver to such an incredible extent. I think that the two-sided magnets is something that it's a very big upgrade in Hifiman headphones. I think that a lot of headphones, even in lower tiers, have got that upgrade, and I think that's an important thing to look out for, because I listen to one-sided magnet and two-sided magnets. This is definitely much better than one-sided magnet. One thing that I also want to mention is that these are kind of the closest thing that I've heard to having an electrostatic headphones. They're quite close to it, to the electrostatic headphones in terms of speed. They're not on the same level. They don't have the same ethereal presence in terms of speed, but definitely they are really fast. I think they're one of the fastest dynamic drivers that I've ever heard so far. So they are kind of a very good balance or between dynamic headphones and electrostatic headphones. So if you want something in between, even from a tonality perspective, they're very close to that, and they're kind of a midway between the two. So this is it for this review. I really enjoyed these headphones, and I will enjoy them from now on as well, because I don't have any plans to sell them. Even if sometimes there's a kind of a love and hate situation because of the a little bit shouty vocals, but definitely I still enjoy them a lot. And then when I want some tactility and I want some explosiveness and precision, I might put them on. So I hope you enjoyed the review. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button, and see you in the next one.